The Donkey's Heavy Lesson. Once upon a time, a merchant named Theron lived in a small village. He had a loyal donkey named Pylos. Every morning, they walked together to the big city to sell things. Theron was kind, and Pylos was usually a very hard worker. One sunny morning, Theron loaded 2 heavy sacks onto Pylos's back. The sacks were filled with white salt. "It is a long walk today, Pylos," Theron said. Pylos felt the heavy weight on his legs and let out a long, tired sigh. To get to the city, they had to cross a shallow, bubbling river. The stones at the bottom were slippery and smooth. As Pylos stepped into the cool water, his hoof slipped on a mossy rock. Splash! He tumbled right into the river. When Pylos scrambled back to his feet, something felt very different. The sacks were much lighter. The water had melted the salt, and it had all washed away into the stream. Pylos felt as light as a bird and trotted the rest of the way. The next day, Theron loaded Pylos with salt again. Pylos remembered what had happened in the river. "If I fall in again," he thought with a sneaky grin, "my load will disappear." When they reached the water, Pylos purposefully let his knees buckle and went splash. Once more, the salt melted, and Pylos jumped out of the water with a bounce in his step. He thought he was very clever. But Theron noticed that Pylos had fallen on purpose. He realized his donkey was trying to skip his hard work. Theron decided to teach Pylos a lesson about being honest. The next morning, he did not reach for the salt. Instead, he gathered several large bags of dry, fluffy sponges. They were very big, but they were as light as feathers. Theron piled the bags of sponges onto Pylos. Pylos was confused but very happy. "These are so light," he thought. "But if I soak them in the river, maybe they will disappear completely like the salt did." When they reached the river, Pylos didn't even wait to slip. He marched into the middle and sat down deep in the water. He waited for a moment, expecting his load to vanish. But instead of melting, the sponges soaked up every drop of water they could hold. When Pylos tried to stand up, he couldn't. The sponges were now 10 times heavier than the salt had ever been. Theron helped his tired donkey back to the shore. Pylos learned that day that trying to trick your way out of work only makes things harder in the end.